Egypt was once a cradle of civilization. The emperors of the country were better known as pharaohs. They had a vast empire and enormous gold. They believed in life after death, so they buried the kings in tombs as mummies. They put beside the dead a lot of treasure and even the things of everyday need. These were meant for use in the next life. These tombs were built up to 26 feet below, and the mummy was put in a gold case. Tut was the last of a ruling dynasty. He died young, only 9 years after occupying the throne. Discovering Tut, the saga continues. Chapter 3 from the textbook Hornbill English Core Class 11 simply tries to unravel certain mysteries surrounding this world famous king with some amount of clarity. As you know that Tut was the last of a ruling dynasty, he died young, only 9 years after occupying the throne. His tomb was discovered and investigated in 1922 by a British archaeologist Carter, Howard Carter. He had trouble in taking the mummy out of the coffin of solid gold. The resins had hardened, the body had to be cut and removed in parts. It was reassembled, put in a case, and put back at its resting place. But it was taken out again for CT scan to solve the mystery of how and at what age he had died. But thankfully, the body suffered no further harm. To simplify the chapter in a gist, Tut or Tutankhamun was a teenage heir to the royal throne of Egypt. The family had ruled Egypt for centuries, but Tut died young. He was the last of the family line. His funeral marked the end of a dynasty, but the details of his passing away are unclear. Leaving his tomb for the first time in almost 80 years, Tut underwent a CT scan that offered new clues about his life and death and provided precise data for an accurate forensic reconstruction. To make things simpler and easier for you to understand, we begin with a little part of history first. Tut's father or grandfather Amenhotep III was a powerful pharaoh who ruled for almost 40 years. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him. The new king promoted the worship of the Aten, the sun disk. He changed his name to Akhenaten, or the servant of the sun god. He also shifted the religious capital from the old city of Thebes to the new city Amarna. He also shocked the country further by attacking Amun, a major god, breaking down his images and closing his temples. He was succeeded by a mysterious ruler who passed away soon. And then a very young Tutankhaten sat on the throne. He is widely known as Tut today. He restored the old ways, the worship of god Amun. He also changed his name to Tutankhamun. He ruled for about 9 years and then died unexpectedly. Howard Carter was a British archaeologist who in 1922 discovered Tut's tomb after years of futile searching. It was the richest royal collection ever found in any tomb. The rock-cut tomb was some 26 feet underground. The walls had expensive paintings. Tut's gold-covered face was there on the outer coffin lid. After months of recording the treasures, Carter began investigating the 3 coffins in the tomb. In the first one, he found the garlands of olive leaves, lotus petals, cornflowers, celery, etc. The burial, it seemed, was done in March or April. He was laid to rest with a lot of gold and with everyday things like games, bronze razor, clothes, cases of food and wine. It was believed that the dead pharaoh would need all these things in the afterlife. When Carter finally reached Tut's mummy, he faced trouble. Resins, the gum and the adhesive that was used to cement Tut's body to the bottom of his solid gold coffin, had become very hard. Nothing could move the resins. The body had to be kept out in 149 degrees Fahrenheit under the hope that the heat would melt the resins, but the result remained the same. Even the burning sun failed to melt the resins. They were left with no choice but to chisel away, but to cut away the body limb by limb. The resins had to be removed using a chisel, a long bladed knife, and a hammer from beneath the limbs of the body. In his defense, Carter really had little choice. He explained that Tut was lavished with glittering goods like precious collars, inlaid necklaces, bracelets, rings, amulets, sandals, sheaths, etc. He told that in Tut's time the royals were fabulously wealthy and they believed in afterlife. They hoped to take their riches with them. He explained that with all the wealth coming to public notice, if he had not cut the mummy limb by limb, the thieves would have taken all the gold away. Carter's men first removed the mummy's head, then cut off every major point. Once the body removed in parts, it was reassembled on a layer of sand in a wooden box and put at its original place back. The mystery of Tut's death, however, remained unsolved. Archaeology has changed a lot after 1922. In 1968, more than 40 years after Carter's discovery, an anatomy professor x-rayed the mummy and he shocked the world, revealing a new fact. He said that the breastbone and front ribs of Tut's body were missing. The x-rays or CT scans or any other technology. The big question was, could the answers to the two questions be found? These questions lie unanswered even today. How did King Tut die and how old was he at the time of his death? His funeral was kind of a clarion call that a dynasty was coming to an end. Regardless of his fame and speculations about his fate, whatever people may talk about how famous Tut was, whatever people may speculate about his destiny, the fact is that King Tut is one mummy among many in Egypt. How many? No one knows. The Egyptian Mummy Project started a project in late 2003, recorded almost 600 so far, and is still counting. A team of specialists in radiology, forensic, and anatomy began to probe the secrets that a winged goddess of a gold covered burial shrine has been protecting for so long. Later in January 2005, the body was taken for a CT scan. You know, King Tut is one of the first mummies to be scanned. The Egyptian Mummy Project, that has recorded 600 mummies so far, King Tut remains only one of such mummies, but it was the first mummy to be scanned. Therefore, A.R. William writes it down in the text that King Tut remains regally ahead of his countrymen in death as in life. He was a leader. He was a leader as a king. In death, also, he was a leader. He was a very important king of his dynasty. His rule brought in prosperity and happiness to the country of Egypt. As I told you at the start of the chapter, that before him Amenhotep IV was not a much liked king. He had broken the temples of Amun. He changed the religious practices for Aten, another god. He also changed the old religious capital from Thebes to Amarna. Tut saw a restoration of all the old ways. He brought the old practices back. He reinstated Amun and the temples again. He made the people of Egypt happy. He won their love. He won their confidence. He ruled for 9 years and then he died a mysterious death at a very young age. There are so many mummies existing in Egypt, but as far as popularity goes, he is far ahead of all of them. He was a popular king in his life, and even after his death, his popularity has not decreased. He is the most researched and scanned mummy in the entire Egypt. Today, CT, that is computed tomography, can take hundreds of x-rays and create a three-dimensional image of a body. The body was taken for CT scan to answer two questions: how did Tut die? How old was he at the time of death? The machine was donated by Siemens, a company. King Tut had died some 3,300 years ago. On the night of the scan, the workmen carried Tut from the tomb in its box. They put it on a trailer that held the scanner. While the work was going on, perhaps the sand went into the scanner, it stopped working. People started talking in whispers that the curse of the pharaoh. Egyptians believe that if anyone is going to disturb their kings and queens, once they have been put to sleep, a misfortune will fall upon them. They all started talking that perhaps the curse of the pharaoh is working, but very soon the problem was rectified with the help of spare fans. The process took nearly 3 hours and the scan went away very smoothly. Body was transferred back to its tomb and the CT scan dispelled away all the doubts. Nothing had seriously gone wrong. Tut is resting in peace in his tomb in the valley of the departed kings of Egypt. The CT scan later was seen by the expert, and they scanned the mummy from head to toe, creating 1,700 digital images in cross section, and they simply came to a conclusion that nothing had seriously gone wrong, and today the body is resting in peace. To conclude, we can say that King Tut was a brave ruler belonging to the great Pharaoh dynasty. He died a mysterious death, but even death has not been able to dim his popularity. He is now resting in peace in his tomb. Egyptians say that he is resting under the protection of Orion, the constellation that they know as the soul of Osiris, the god of the afterlife. They say that Osiris has been watching over him. Some words and meanings to help you understand the chapter better. some more words and meanings to help you understand the chapter even better.